Eagles have flown through the first two district games and have reached homecoming. They will be facing R.L. Turner in a game that will be overrun by Prosper's crowd. Prosper will be looking to dominate in front of a hyped-up home crowd. We will look into Prosper football right here, right now. This is Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time. I am, as you know, Brandon Bonaparte, and with me are Gabby Mahan, Braden Brandvold, and Seth Golden. Today is the day, homecoming for Prosper Eagle football. While it's just another game on the schedule, I think we can all agree that there is a little bit added emotion and energy that goes into the homecoming game.
Like you said, Brandon, this game should be a fun one to watch because of all the excitement. I'm also looking forward to playing against this R.L. Turner team, who's 1-4. I think our Eagles will be able to put up big numbers against this team.
I personally am really excited for the homecoming dance. I mean, for me and Brandon, it's our senior year, and I'm just really looking forward to enjoying my last homecoming.
I'm excited to wear my mum. It gets bigger, better, and prettier every year.
Well, as you can see, there are many different motives for enjoying homecoming week. After this commercial break, we will be back to check out how exactly our football team fared the last two games.
Prosper faced Little Elm and Newman Smith in their first and second district games of the season. The final outcome of these games were never in question from the opening kickoffs. Now let's check out the highlights from these games.
2 weeks ago, the Eagles opened up district play here in the Eagle Zone against the Little Elm Lobos. Caleb Adams rushed for 139 yards and 3 touchdowns. Wayne Anderson also added a rushing touchdown of his own. Sean Funches tips it to himself and makes a diving interception. Prosper walked away with a 35-7 win in the opening game of district play. Last Friday, the Eagles traveled to Carrollton to take on the Newman Smith Trojans, looking to remain undefeated in district play. David Alvarez breaks his way through multiple arm tackles on his way to a 66-yard touchdown and finished the night with 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. Devin Haskins jumps the stop route and takes it to the house for 6, and was the second of 3 Prosper players to put up 3 touchdowns, with 93 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Caleb Adams breaks his way through the line and races up the sideline, diving for the pylon and just reaching it with the ball for his first of 3 touchdowns on the night. Prosper put up over 40 points for the 3rd time this season, coming away with a 66-17 win, and improving to 4-1 on the season and 2-0 in district.
This improved the Eagles' overall record to 4-1, with 2 decisive victories over district opponents, winning by a combined score of 101-24. The Eagles are rolling and have the rest of the district on notice.
Both last week's game and the week before showed just how productive our running backs can be. Caleb Adams had just 5 carries, and with these 5 carries, he was able to get 110 yards and 3 touchdowns, all within the first quarter.
Someone who I think we don't give enough credit to is Cade York. He went 9 of 9 on extra points and also hit a 47-yard field goal. But this field goal would have easily been good from 57 yards. His consistency and leg strength will help our team down the road.
Someone that I think we should bring more attention to is David Alvarez. He was able to get past Newman Smith's defense and earn our team 18 more points.
Football is coming into district play strong, as they have started out 2-0. Our most recent game was an overpowering win, 66-17, in which there were many star contributors. Let's send it over to Kennedy Adams to find out which player came away with our Player of the Week.
Thank you, Seth. This week's Player of the Week is a little different from the usual. We have 3 football players that really took charge in their game. Caleb Adams had 3 touchdowns and 113 rushing yards in the first quarter. Devin Haskins scored 2 receiving touchdowns and had a pick 6, having over 110 all-purpose yards. David Alvarez had 174 rushing yards, which led him to help the Eagle football team with 3 more touchdowns. That's all I have for your Player of the Week. Tune in next time for your key player. For Game Time, I'm Kennedy Adams. Back to you guys at the desk.
Devin Haskins did all of his damage through the air. He had 2 receiving touchdowns, one of them a 57-yarder, which I'm pretty sure he weaved through the entire defense. His other touchdown came whenever he was playing defense and jumped a short route and took it to the house for a pick 6.
3 touchdowns for 3 different players is what I like to call spreading the wealth. Caleb Adams got his hat trick wrapped up in the first quarter, on top of, as Kennedy said, over 110 all-purpose yards. He is such an explosive playmaker with the ball in his hands and threatens to take it the distance anytime he touches it.
Prosper dominated the game from the beginning and looks to do so tonight in front of their homecoming crowd. Earlier this week, Seth Golden had the opportunity to meet some former and current Dallas Cowboy players and cheerleaders. Now we will see if he was able to do these interviews without freaking out.
The day before the Cowboys took on the Green Bay Packers, a couple of players and cheerleaders were out at an event in which Cowboy fans could meet them, get autographs, and in my case, interview them. I'm here with Natalie Woods, a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. So Natalie, can you tell me what exactly is the purpose of this day?
You know, this is about bringing Cowboys Nation together. Everybody's excited about the game, but for some reason, maybe they will go, maybe they won't go. Either way, the day before, they can really get, it's kind of a pep rally, if you will, to get everybody fired up to come out, show the support for the Dallas Cowboys. They see professional cheerleaders, they see former players, and they get to see the current Dallas Cowboys and cheer them on and tell them good luck for tomorrow's game. It's really exciting. Everybody leaves pumped up and ready to watch a Cowboys win the next day.
Drew Pearson, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, and David Irving all attended this event and signed autographs. For Game Time, I'm Seth Golden.
In lieu of today being homecoming, we sat down with former varsity football player and current Reynolds Middle School football coach, Coach Peterson, to see what things were like in Prosper 9 years ago and to revisit some moments from the 2008 state championship football team.
Coach Peterson is a Reynolds Middle School coach and a former student at Prosper High School who has seen Prosper grow in many ways over the years.
Prosper, when I graduated in 2009, so less than 10 years ago, I don't think it was that much different than it is today. Obviously today, Prosper is a lot bigger. I think the high school is 3 times the size it was when I was in school. So obviously it was a lot smaller, but I think there's that sense of community.
He went through Prosper's homecomings as a student and a player, so he knows both ends of what homecoming offers.
I think everybody's focus is much greater during the week of practice, but at the same time I think there's a lot of distractions that week that can take away from the team and take away from what you're trying to accomplish. But if everybody stays focused, then it's a great opportunity for you to have a good experience.
Playing in the 2008 state championship, he reflects on that season and offers advice to his former self that can also be applied to current players.
If I could go back to that 2008 season, the biggest thing I would say is just to enjoy it. There's been nothing else that I've experienced that was quite like that. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of great experiences in my life, but it was such a unique experience that I would just tell myself to really just enjoy the moment, enjoy being there, and enjoy the journey that season was.
And for Game Time, I'm Seth Golden.
And now we'll take a look at the swim highlights from the first meet.
Prosper High School Swim was up in competition this past weekend at the McKinney Tri-Meet. With 3 total schools competing, Prosper Swim was able to win the meet with a first place finish for boys and a second place finish for girls. Prosper won by a comfortable margin, winning by over 50 points.
It looks like that is all the time we have for you today. Catch us every week on Friday as we continue to break down Prosper sports. For Game Time, I'm Brandon Bonaparte.
I'm Gabby Mahan.
I'm Braden Brandvold.
And I'm Seth Golden. And we'll see you tonight at the Eagle Zone for a homecoming game.